Hi, my name is Shannon Reynosa, and today I'm going to share 3 tips with you to help you fall in love with yourself. So what is falling in love with yourself? Falling in love with yourself involves accepting all of you, including what you perceive to be flaws. It also means that you are accepting that everything that you're seeking outside of yourself is to get a certain feeling, and that feeling can be created within you at any point in time. So if you are going for your dream job right now, or you're seeking your dream relationship, all of these things that we seek in our lives is to feel a certain way at the end of the day. And what's really empowering is to be able to acknowledge that you can create those states within you at any point in time. And lastly, it's accepting that you can only control what you do. Sometimes we can spend up to a lifetime trying to control somebody else or the events outside of us, but we only have control over how we choose to respond to these things. So that can be very empowering too, to really shift your focus back on what can I do about this? And that's where real change can start to happen. So why is this all important? Well, if you don't start to accept yourself and your value and your worth, you can start attracting relationships into your life, and different people into your life that treat you as though you are not worthy, because you at some level don't value your worth. You don't think you deserve to have a healthy, loving relationship in your life. And so you settle and you sacrifice your authenticity out of fear of being alone, because you on some level do not think that what you have is valuable, when what you do have is valuable and what you do desire, you deserve. So when you can acknowledge that you are worthy, it allows you to just accept all of the things that you're wanting in your life, all the things that you desire. That's why falling in love with yourself is at the core of the success that you create in all areas of your life. And secondly, if you are continuing to depend on other people or other things outside of yourself to feel a certain way, you become disempowered, because you are literally waiting for someone to come and save you instead of saving yourself. And so when you can acknowledge that you already have everything that you need within you, it can be very empowering, and it allows you to move forward instead of waiting for someone or something to happen to you. And lastly, you can create the change that you want to see by no longer wasting your time trying to change someone that doesn't want to be changed, but instead shifting your focus and changing yourself. That's where the real change begins. And so if you're not able to see that, if you're not able to take full responsibility for your part in creating a reality, it can keep you stuck. And you're not going to be able to see the results that you want to see in all the areas of your life. So how can you start falling in love with yourself? Here's 3 tips to start that process today. One thing you can start to do is acknowledge the negative thoughts that you're telling yourself throughout the day. The things that you're saying that aren't really serving you, like maybe you're picking yourself apart physically when you look at yourself in the mirror. Or maybe you're telling your things like, I'm not really a good mom. Well, these types of things that you're saying really will hold you back from taking effective actions, because it's going to make you feel crappy. So if you are saying these things to yourself, you want to call yourself out and simply reframe how you're thinking. So if you're saying, I'm not a good mom, you want to reframe that thought and say, I am a great mom, and then provide yourself with evidence of why you're a great mom. Go back into the past and think about times where you did some really awesome stuff as a mom, and use that to solidify the new empowering belief. All of these things are like training wheels in the beginning. It's going to feel hard and feel like a lot of effort at first, but eventually it's going to become like second nature to you, and it will feel very natural for you to say these things to yourself. So that's what we're working towards here. So you can also pair this with looking in the mirror and noticing the things that you're judging about yourself. Are you judging something about your face? Are you picking apart your nose? And start practicing accepting those things for being a part of you. And practice accepting that you are a perfectly imperfect, unique human being. Second thing that you can start to do is imagine you have 100% of energy to put out throughout the day. And ask yourself, what percent of energy are you putting towards blaming other people for the problems you have in your life? What percent of that energy are you putting towards pleasing your family or other people in your life? What percent of that energy are you putting towards blaming yourself or shaming yourself for any past regrets? What percent of that energy are you putting towards being negative and pessimistic? And lastly, what percent of that energy is going towards your authentic self? The key is we want to shift to starting to put most of our energy towards our authentic self, honoring our truth, how we really feel, and what we really want. Becoming more connected to ourself and getting clarity on what do I need to do today to be the best version of myself. And lastly, is there any relationship in your life that you can think of that is not in a desirable state? And maybe it's time for you to make amends. Maybe it's time for you to initiate that process. Sometimes, we let our egos get in the way and we say, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna wait until that person apologizes. Well, this is a perfect example of taking the power back and doing what you have control over, which is how you choose to respond. And this is a perfect example of that, where you can take that responsibility and own up to your part in creating the reality of that relationship and where it is currently. Is there anything that you can say? Maybe you can write a letter to this person, apologizing and expressing yourself and how you feel and why this relationship is so important to you. And, communicating to them from a place of love rather than fear and judgment towards that person. You really want to practice non-judgment. This is what's going to allow you to feel inner peace. This is what's going to allow you to clear any negative energy that you're holding on to, which can block you from receiving the things that you want in all areas of your life. So, my clients have told me when they've done this, a lot of them haven't given the letter to the person physically, but simply by just writing that letter out, it can really be powerful for them in releasing the tension and the negative energy that they were holding on to. But hey, if you're ready to go to that next step and give it to them, by all means, try it out and see how it feels. This is a great way to, again, take back that power and really become the change you want to see in all areas of your life. So try these tips out. Let me know what you think. And if you're interested in learning more ways to fall in love with yourself, check out my link below, my course, Falling in Love with Yourself, so that you can continue this journey. This is a lifelong journey of getting to know yourself on a deeper level and really becoming the change that you want to see in all areas of your life. So have fun with these and make sure to hit that subscribe button below so you can get notifications for future videos. Thanks for tuning in.